good to see you. How you doing today? It's your friend Kinsey. Let's chat. Okay, so summertime plans, update on progress, and yes, I have brought more animals onto the homestead. Do I have a problem? Yes, I do. Also, do you like my glasses? Because I am getting 2000s vibes. Did anybody else watch Burn Notice? Literally my all-time favorite show. I can't even tell you how many times I've watched the series through. Love the series, but Michael Weston always had rose-colored glasses, so I felt the need to emulate this, and I'm loving it. A little bit of an update on the house front. So if you were wondering, when it pours down thunderstorms and your tarp and tarp paper has ripped off your roof, which was your temporary roofing over the winter because you ran out of time, if your rain like drips down the rafters, down the framing, and floods your home, if that was ever something in your brain you were wondering about, I can answer that question, and it is yes. Currently, this is my desk. Yes, I do currently have water dripping on me. And yes, you are being propped up on an upside down bucket because my gimbal is too small. I do have like a tripod coming, but it's not here yet. And folks, we needed to chat today. Believe it or not, I have been filming all sorts of different content and videos for you guys because I have been so busy with summer projects. It is end of May. We're going into June, which is my favorite month, and not just because my birthday's in June. With all of that said, just a video this length takes me about 4 hours to edit. And I decided, you know what, we just need to sit down and have a conversation and catch you up on what's been going on. So let's start with how do we keep our house from flooding, because I feel a little bit like Winnie the Pooh.
Is it raining in there? It's raining out here too.
This roof situation, it's been a lot going on. The reason why we haven't updated the roof yet is because Otto has been working a minimum 12-hour days, closer like 14 to 16-hour days, 6 days a week. So he's really had no time home. That's about to change because he just accepted a new job offer, which we're super duper excited about. He has worked in forestry and wildland firefighting for 8 years, but he got his welding education several years ago. He just never went into it as an occupation because at the time, the starting welding jobs versus what he was making, having been in the career he'd been in for a long time, wasn't comparable, which is not true anymore. He's really excited about the shift. He's going to be working as a welder in a shop on heavy equipment and all sorts of other stuff. He'll be working 8-hour days, and if he goes farther than that, he'll be making time and a half. So that means we'll have more time and finances to budget with. We can't really get the roof on until we have several projects lined up. First and foremost, you can't really see it through the window, but this back side of the house needs to get backfilled and leveled so that we can actually get a genie lift in here. We need the genie lift to, one, get the tar paper and roofing on. We also have those triangles of the house that need to get framed and put in, which we need the genie lift for. We have the siding that we have to do. We have the Tyvek that needs to go on the upper floor, and we need to put the windows in the correct way. So we need to get all of these projects lined up. Ellie Shava's over here chit-chat with us. We need to get all those projects lined up before we can rent the genie lift and actually get our roof situation figured out. So until then, yes, it is flooding, and we are keeping it together, mostly, while I try to have my stuff not get ruined. Hey! Moving on from that, let's talk about the new members that joined the flocking farm. First and foremost, the goose. Hello! BB is the current name. That's not going to be the goose's official name, though I kind of like it as a nickname. We don't know yet if it's a male or female, and we're supposed to be getting one of each. It's finally getting to the point where it's a little feathered out, so I could run a blood test to find out the sex of the goose. If it's a female, Beatrix, because Beatrix Potter, and it makes me think of Peter Rabbit. If it's a male, Ben the Jewish Goose. There's a fantastic story that goes along with this. I'm an artsy person, I always have been, and as a creativity exercise on my iPad, I had my husband draw a random shape. And when he drew it, this is what I made it into. It's a goose with a yarmulke. And of course, when I think of Jewish, the first thing that comes to my mind is Ben Shapiro, so hence the name Ben the Jewish Goose. I've actually painted this and put it on our coops. This guy is a guy, it'll be Ben, and if it's a female, it'll be Beatrix. Hatch rates were really poor this year, so the geese are going to be about a month apart, which means I'm going to brood them separately. And we'll figure out if the next one that we get is male or female, depending on what sex this one is. Elisheva has absolutely been loving the goose, though. They are besties. Obviously, we're taking precautions to be safe. She has so enjoyed this goose. Next addition to the flocking farm is actually an old pal of mine, Poppins. Now, I had Poppins when I was 17 and I was still living at home, but then I turned 18 and I went to Africa and I moved out and did all sorts of different things. So I returned Poppins to her original home. Now, when she was with me, I noticed she is the epitome of lazy. If you give her food, she will eat it and stop. If you don't, she is a fantastic hunter. My hope was to bring her down because Namare, my younger cat, she has never really been around hunting. It's never been modeled. So I'm hoping Poppins can kind of show her the ropes because I need mousers and I need good barn cats. So I reached out and asked if we could bring Poppins back onto the homestead now that we're in a position that we can add another cat in. And the current family that she was with was super excited because she does not get along with the cats that they currently have. The other reason is she is morbidly obese, and I have seen her thrive being very fit many years back, and I know that's just honestly because if you give her food, she will eat it. So she is on a weight loss transformation journey while she's at my place, and I'm super excited to see her flourish into the feline that I know that she is. And then the third new addition to the flocking farm was a little bit of an impulse. Jack, our former rooster, who is finally a year old, had started to become aggressive. We weren't supposed to have any roosters initially. I had ordered all females and we got a rooster by accident. Had I known that, I would have handled him a lot more when he was a chick. But he has started, as I would go to feed the girls in the coop, he would chase me from behind and attack my legs. And if you know me, one of my legs is not totally normal. That's a video for a whole nother time. I was in a lawnmower accident as a kid. I only have about 40% muscle mass on my right side and no toes. So it's quite a bit more vulnerable and it is a lot more sensitive. So obviously having a rooster attack me from behind was not an option. In addition to that, weirdly enough, I have like a small fear of roosters for whatever reason. Drakes don't care. Ganders don't care. Heck, swans, lions, tigers, could not be bothered. Roosters? For some reason I have this slight fear of roosters. All of that said, that behavior was not going to fly in the homestead, and like my neighbor told me, which I love, the motto on the farm for the farm animals, if you're not useful, you're tasty. we had decided that we were going to butcher Jack. And then a gal that I know was like, hey, we have several roosters. They all get along, but this one's kind of at the bottom of the pecking order. The other roosters don't let him breed. He's half jungle chicken and super friendly. I had never heard of a jungle chicken before. So we brought him and he's super just chill. He's a little wary, but seems nice enough. Okay. The very next day, we were planning on butchering Jack, but because of everything happening in my husband's job situation, we didn't get around to it. And then, the very next day, he killed my male guinea. I love my guineas. They are my favorite fowl of all time. And yes, they have a knack for dying, and they are loud, which I love. We were one day too late, and stinking Jack murdered my male guinea, and my female guinea was calling all the next day. So the very next day, Jack got butchered, and now we have this dude, which we don't have a name for. So leave your name suggestions in the comment section down below. And then finally, the last addition that we had to the farm is this big old plant. She does not have a name yet, so I have 3 plants in the home currently. These lovely creatures right here. We have Sid the bonsai. I have no idea what type of plant this is. I picked it up off of Facebook Marketplace, but that's Haley. And then this old palm tree foliage beautifulness still needs a name. So I did impulse buy this big old plant at Costco yesterday. I was shopping. The gal was even like, well, we thought that they were not properly marked because they're so inexpensive, but they are. It was under $40. That being said, she needs a name, so leave those name suggestions in the comment section down below as well. Now for my folks that also watched the 2000s era of TV, which was gold, you may have also watched Monk, Obsessive Compulsive Detective. You know the theme song, It's a Jungle Out There. Yeah, I want it to be, It's a Jungle in Here. I have like this dream of having a botanical house with all of these live plants. I'm so excited to slowly be adding more plants in as we can. Those are all the new members to the flocking farm thus far. As far as other projects go, I've been working on renovating the trailer, healing logs for fence posts so that I can bring Pony Llama sheep home because we still are working on getting the fence up. And my big thing is I really want to put a garden in, and I don't have that much time left because realistically I should be planting by the 1st of June, which is less than a week away. Otto hasn't been around to be able to build me garden boxes, build a fence around the garden, so I've decided, you know what, full send. It's not going to be perfect. This is what I want to do with the garden. I want to take this area in here. It's kind of hard to see literally how much elevation is there, but we have piles and piles of dirt because of all the land construction that we did. So I want to take this and level this out and then tie in a fence to Pony Llama sheep fence that's down here and then create all of this area to be garden. Right now it's kind of like, it's kind of hard to see how unlevel it is as it stands, but what I'm thinking of is like that realistically is so low in the priority list with my house flooding and the fence that needs to get done. Otto has so much other stuff he needs to do. So I'm thinking like 1 or 2 boxes here in this relatively flat area, temporary fence around it that I can put in myself. I can build the boxes myself, and then I can get something in the ground. Even if it's not perfect, it gives me something, because I have been wanting to plant a garden for the past 3 years and it's never made the priority. So something, in my opinion, better than nothing. So to keep myself accountable, I did buy what I need to make my Mills mixed soil. I'm going to be picking that up tomorrow. I'm going to build a garden box. I'm going to have it be imperfect, but I want at least one and to put some seeds in the ground this year. Mark my words, by the next video, you will be getting an update showing you my built garden box. It might not even be protected. The chickens might destroy it. At this stage, I don't care. I want to do something as imperfect as it is. I want to get something up. Stage 1 is to get the boxes built, filled with soil, adding seeds. That's going to happen. Just a couple of different things we're juggling. It's no biggie. But with all of that, that's kind of the update on what we've been up to around here. A lot of different irons on the fire. A lot of different things in the mix. Quite busy, but I have been so inspired by the lovely summer weather. Even though it's not technically summer yet, when the sun is out, I am so energized and so excited to get stuff done. I look forward to continuing to bring you along this journey. Would you be terribly opposed to hitting that subscribe button? It'll help us stay connected so I can share all the craziness that's going on. One final comment request. I've been thinking about redoing the logo since we're adding so many different animals in. This is the original logo. This is what I am thinking about changing it into. My only concern is that it might start looking a little bit cluttered, so leave your vote down below on which one of these you prefer. Again, thanks for spending some time with me. Until next time, don't be afraid to live out loud, and we'll catch you on that flippity flop.